Hey everyone, it's Zara and I'm back to film a plan with me. This is going to be for the week of March 2nd through the 8th, and I'm using this kit from Mittens paper. I don't believe her shop is open any longer, but I've had this kit in my collection for a while and just thought it would be a nice time to pull it out and use it, especially because, I just really love the theming of the kit. Any kit that has like trees or mountains in it always just kind of speaks to my soul. And so I really wanted to use this kit, even though it wasn't really like specific for the week. I didn't go out to the mountains. I didn't go camping, nothing like that. I just really liked it. And so I wanted to use it. So anyways, this is going to be, for the week that my nephew had his birthday party. He turned 6 and he had a ninja themed birthday party, so they went to a place with like jungle gym, obstacle courses, and that kind of thing, and they were having fun pretending to be ninjas. Although I was just at home babysitting while the party was going on, just because my youngest niece is too young to participate. She's only a year and a half. But my other niece, who is 4, ended up breaking her elbow, at the party, got a little too adventurous. And it was just kind of one of those things that, like kind of a freak accident or whatever. Because none of the equipment was like super high up. There was all this padding all around. But it's like she just fell in just the right way that it did not turn out well for her elbow. So anyway, so the weekend was kind of interesting because it turned into like having a fun, keep the party going all weekend, into like Sunday. We just kind of lounged around the house, and took it really easy just because, she had her big old cast on. And then after the party too, we were going to be doing more fun things. But then they ended up spending pretty much like 12 hours between the urgent care and the ER, getting her all checked out and getting a cast on and everything. So it ended up being, kind of a little bit different weekend than we had originally thought, but it was still a lot of fun. And this was the last weekend that I was hanging out with my family before, the COVID-19 seriousness really, started increasing, I guess. Just that now, it's like schools are closed, a lot of businesses are closed, essential businesses are remaining open, and things of that nature. And so this was the last time that I'll see them in a while, just because I don't plan to visit them until after the craziness is over. Probably won't see them for Easter, which is kind of a bummer, but I just staying safe is the most important thing, and we definitely want everyone in our family, like our grandparents, all of that, to stay healthy as well, even though I think they would really, really love to spend time with us, and whatnot. So anyways, so this was like the last time that I got to hang out with them, before the craziness happened. So it was kind of just fun to look back on our memories, because it'll be kind of the last time in a while before we go back. So moving on to Monday. Monday, I was planning for the upcoming week. And so it was like the weekend before we had been viewing wedding venues. And so I just didn't have time to do it when we got back from all of that on Sunday night. So I decided to do it on Monday instead. And then on Monday I wanted to go get my car washed because it was nice and warm, and I wanted to get gas as well. The car icon I use is from the kit, and then afterwards I wanted to go to Walmart and Hobby Lobby to get some groceries. And then like a while back I had seen some posts about like some great Hobby Lobby clearance, and I think I missed out on most of that, but I was able to get a couple of sticker books that were on sale, that were kind of fun to pick up, even though I don't use the sticker books as much as like I prefer to get kits and things like that from shops. In my TN, where I just make a lot of checklists and, you know, it's not necessarily as decorative, I like using the sticker books in there. And then to mark my Hobby Lobby Walmart run, I put in a cart icon from Planneresque to mark that down. And I do have a coupon code for Planneresque if you are interested. And then for Lent, I gave up plastic bags. And so I used this like shopping bag from the kit just to mark down. I was really good about going to the grocery store and bringing all my bags, and then I like did not even think about it when I went to the craft store. And so I'm walking out of the craft store and I I stopped dead in my tracks, and I'm like, oh gosh, I have a plastic bag. And so I was like, do I go back and return it? Do I not? And I was like, well, I will start marking down my tally of plastic bags I've accumulated. And so that was bag number 1, which of course I'm not even a week into Lent and already failing at it. And then now some of our grocery stores have said that you couldn't use reusable bags anymore. So I'm just kind of, I failed at Lent regardless, but I did also give up like plastic Ziploc bags and things like that, like for my lunch and my snacks. And so I've been good at least on that front. But the shopping bags, like I said, with all of the craziness going on, some of the grocery stores near us have said, that you actually can't use, the reusable bags anymore, because I think they're just worried about people carrying in germs from home or whatever. So then at the end of the night, I just went to work, and then that, bow icon is from the foiled sampler sheet, that came with the kit. So then moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday was our trash and recycling day, and so I used both of those icons from the kit to mark that down. And then I had to give my dog her monthly medications, and so I used a foiled paw print from the sampler to just mark that down. Then I had to change out my contacts, so I used a contact case from Star City Designs to mark that down. And then my fiance and I were just discussing what date we wanted for our wedding, like what was available. And then of the dates that were available, like did any interfere with birthdays or holidays or, anything else. And so we just spent some time kind of figuring out our date. And so I used a foiled heart sticker from the foiled icon sheet as well. And then after that, I did some Grey's Anatomy binging because my DVR was getting quite full. And so I used a TV sticker from, I believe that is from the Littlest Planner, just to mark that down. And then I had to go to work again, marked it the same way all week. So with the foiled bow stickers. And then while I was at work, I emailed the venue to put a temporary hold on a date. And so basically they'd hold the date for a week while you kind of thought things over. And then, you had kind of like an extra week before you really needed to commit and put down the money for it. And so it was just giving us a little extra thinking time. But part of it was just trying to figure out, well, what date do we even want to reserve, for putting a hold on. And then that laptop sticker is from the kit. So then, moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday, I had to do an Amazon return. So the week before, I had bought some, ramekins, to make creme brulee in, and they're basically just these little, ceramic dishes that you can put in the oven. And one of them arrived broken, and so when I had been messaging Amazon to try to figure out a solution, they were like, oh, well, you can just ship back all of them, and then we'll ship you new ones. But I was like, well, I need to use them. Tonight was when I was making the recipe, or that night that I was emailing them. So then they ended up saying, okay, well, why don't you just keep the 3? We're going to send you keep the 3 good ones. We're going to send you 4 new ones, then take 1 out of the 4 new ones and then ship back the broken one with the other 3 unopened ones that we just sent you. It was a weird, I thought it didn't really make sense. But alas, that is what I had to do. So this was the day that I just shipped everything back. And so I used a mail icon from the kit to mark down our Amazon return. And then I went to work. And then after work, we went to the gym, so I used the workout script sticker from the kit. And then I had been working on a continuing education credit that I hadn't finished, and so I wanted to kind of get that done. And so I used this foil paper clip from the kit, just to mark down that I finished the CE that I'd been working on. And then this night, I booked the rest of our dining for Disney, which may or may not happen. I've said that a couple of times, but we're just kind of waiting it out, seeing what happens. Disney has, they have a pretty lenient policy with, cancellation policy during this time frame. And so we'll just kind of wait it out and see what happens as things get closer. But for right now, we're just kind of charging ahead and seeing what happens. And so I used that Mickey Mouse sticker from XO Mama Plans. And then we watched Lilo and Stitch at the end of the night. So I used that movie marquee from Little Miss Paperie. And then the Lilo and Stitch text is from the Prairie Planner. So then looking at Thursday, I just kind of did more planning for the next week. And I used just this little pencil square icon from the kit to mark that down. Then I had to order my nephew's birthday present, since his birthday was obviously, we were celebrating it over the weekend. And so that package sticker is from Planneresque. And then I did a little bit of reading. I'd been reading a book that I detested the book. It was a good book in theory, but I just didn't really love the book, and so I was trying to force myself to finish it. I did not finish it this week. It took me another week before I finished the book. And it wasn't particularly long. It wasn't, but it was a book we were reading for book club, so I had to finish it. But yeah, it was not my favorite book, and that book icon that I use is from Paper Bow Prints. So then I also wanted to make just a shopping list. We were doing every few months they do Employee Day, where we get a bigger discount when we shop at our pharmacy. And so I just used this foiled push pen sticker to mark down that I wanted to just make a shopping list, so I could kind of have a game plan for Friday was when the shopping day was. So then I was also doing some more DVR watching. So I used another TV from the Littlest Planner to mark down my DVR binge. And then I went to work. And then after work, I had to text my sister to let her know what the date was going to be, because she was definitely pushing hard for my wedding to be closer to her. And so I kind of had to break it to her that it was not going to be where she lives, even though that's where a lot of my family is. Part of it's just trying to find a middle point in between his family and my family. And so was trying to break it to her easy before I saw her over the weekend, so she could have a day to digest it. And she was actually very supportive, but I was both my mom and I were worried about how she would take it, because she's very opinionated, but I love my sister very much. And then I also marked down that we had no dogs that night, because my fiance had taken them to the kennel while I was at work, and so it was just a very unique to not have them there, and kind of quiet. It's kind of lonely, actually. So then moving on, Friday I had to pack and tidy up for our weekend adventures. And so I used just this foiled coffee cup from the kit. I don't drink coffee, and so then a lot of times I'll either use it to mark hot chocolate if I have hot chocolate, or I'll just use it for kind of like getting things done sometimes, because that's kind of an icon that a lot of kits have in it, coffee cups, and especially since it was foiled, I didn't want it to go to waste. So then as I was leaving the house, and I was trying to leave early for work so I could, get my shopping done before work versus waiting until after, I noticed that my bag and my purse, everything was wet. And then I realized that my brand new water bottle, leaked over everything. And so I had to get a new water bottle because they brought out a new policy about having clear water bottles. And so mine was like a metal water bottle that I used before. And so I ended up finding out that my water bottle, my new one that I got, isn't really leak proof. Like if you turn it upside down or turn it, on its side or whatever. So I had to get that all cleaned up. And so I used just like a little asterisk, a foiled asterisk, to mark that it leaked all over. And then using a half box and then like a money bags icon, I marked down that it was employee day. So we, had like an additional discount. And then I went to work, so marked it with the bow, like I have been. And then I went to Culver's to grab dinner after work, because they have like a really good fish fry. And so I got like their fish fry, or fish and chips kind of a thing. Well, the containers that they use to package the fish and chips are so large that they can't fit it in a paper bag. So then my plastic bag count got up to number 2. And I was like, I didn't even think about like that they'd give you a plastic bag, at the drive-in, but yep, that was what happened. So, that was kind of a bummer, but it was delicious fish. So, just added it to my tally. So I used a bag sticker from Planneresque to mark that down. And then I went to see my sister, so I used a foiled car icon to mark my drive. Then on to Saturday. Saturday, we had to clean up before the party. And so, because we weren't sure if people would be coming back to the house afterwards, his uncle and one of his cousins and, things like that, his grandma. But no one ended up actually coming back to the house, so we just ended up kind of cleaning for nothing, but just kind of cleaning and not having anyone see the clean, tidy house. But that cleaning icon is from the kit. Then I took my niece to ballet, so I used a ballet icon from Planneresque to mark that down. And then in the full box, it had just kind of like a square area where you could kind of write something in. I marked down that I babysat for the party, and then I used this onesie sticker from Zona Paperie, and I'm not sure if she's open any longer, but that was what I used to mark babysitting. And then I had to mark down that my niece broke her elbow, and so I used like a hospital sticker from Paper Bow Prints to mark that in. So I ended up continuing to babysit, for my nephew and my other niece, and kind of doing some more babysitting while my sister and brother-in-law were kind of running around. And so my nephew and I built some new Legos that he had just gotten for his birthday, and then we picked up a pizza from Papa Murphy's. So the Lego icon is from, I think it's Cactus Paper Co., and then the pizza sticker is from Planneresque. Then I just used a couple of little things to mark down that we watched a movie, and then my fiance arrived because he had an event earlier in the day that he had been, attending, and so he came kind of late to the party. So then on Sunday, it was my uncle and my cousin's birthdays, so I marked that down with a bunch of balloons. And then it was also spring forward this day, so I used an alarm clock square icon from the kit to mark that in. And then my sister and I did a bunch of Disney planning, because the Fast Pass window for us was opening up in the upcoming week. And so I used this Hitchhiking Ghost Munchkin from Once More with Love to just mark down our planning. And then we did play a little baseball out in the backyard with my nephew. I just watched, but I used a baseball icon from paper bow prints to mark that down. And then my sister and I started watching Love is Blind this day, and it was just a hoot. So we had a wine sticker from the, foiled wine sticker from the sampler. And then we did nails and face masks. And so I used a nail polish sticker from the kit to just kind of mark down some me time, some, kind of relaxing that she and I did. But anyways, that was my whole week. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. And yeah, I just hope that, we can all just make it through. And like I said, I hope everyone's being safe and we'll get through this and it'll just take a little time. So in the meantime, I will just, see you in my next video, I guess. Bye, guys.